It is day 4 of Gen Con 50.
Still standing.
Still standing. You did just get hit in the face.
You know what? Anything for the team.
Anything for the team.
Yes.
So it's an exciting day and kind of a sad day because...
It always is a sad day. The last
Right.
day of the con is always a sad day.
Yeah, it's like you... Because, I mean, it's tiring. I mean, having so much fun can be tiring, right?
Yeah, you know what? You put your total energy
Right.
into the show. Like, you kind of save up for it. And I forget every year how much energy it takes to survive these. It is the best 4 days in gaming, but it is, like, seeing people. It's, like, engaging over games. It's playing games, of course.
Right.
But it is
it's
draining.
In a good way, though. You could do a lot worse.
You could do a lot worse. I can think of worse ways to spend 4 days.
But yeah, it's been an amazing show for everyone. Just seeing everything going on, like even outside of our booth, right?
Yep.
I know
absolutely.
we've kept saying this, but it has really felt special, being the 50th one.
Absolutely. Highlights for you.
Oh man, there's so much. Like honestly,
It's hard to pick one thing, right?
It's just, I think the highlight for me, and this sounds kind of like a cop-out, is just the crowd and the, like, just...
Energy.
You know, it's... because we don't get a lot of time to actually walk the floor.
No.
So, you know, we don't get to see a lot of the stuff out there.
Right.
So we're either in this camera, because that's how this
Yes,
works. We live
yes.
in the camera.
Yes.
Or we're at the booth just talking to a lot of people. But there's just been so much energy and so many people. It's been exciting to see that and just know that, like, oh yeah, this isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know. What about you?
I have enjoyed. So I've been lucky. I've been helping run the Rising Sun charity event. It's our demo team that are doing most of the hard work.
Knocking it out.
Yeah, it's been great. But
Yeah.
I've been able to help with some of the draws because
Yes.
we've been drawing the names for people. Six copies we've been giving away for each of those different events, and that has been really fun because
Yes.
the people are really happy to have taken part in it for sure, and there's just like that excitement
Yes.
and energy as like they get their game. So that's been really good.
And you even let me draw tickets. That was fun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what
You
the thing
threw
is?
me a bone and let me be part of
I
the
like
excitement.
getting other people to draw the tickets because it takes some of the pressure off of me because I'm choosing the fate. You know,
Yeah.
who is what the ticket I pull out of that bag.
They either like you or hate you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm trying to spread that feeling
Yes.
around a little bit. So we got a bunch of other people to do it. So I always try to
That's
pull
cool.
in some people to do it. Yeah.
One thing since we're at the booth, we have the Song of Ice and Fire area, and the live music that we have playing there occasionally has been fun, and especially Saturday with the bigger crowd, like we just had a lot of people gathering around. Some people like even started singing along at some point.
Yeah, one group, our violinist said that they knew the entire words of the song.
Yeah.
So that was pretty
was
cool.
awesome. And then seeing people in the Song of Ice and Fire cosplay coming up, and like when you have Jon Snow
I've seen a bunch of Jon
playing
Snows.
Starks.
Yeah.
Like
I've seen some very good Jon Snows
Yeah.
so far. So.
Yesterday's show, we had some people asking about a few different things. One of those things was hate.
Hate. Yes.
So I was able to get a hold of Eric Lang yesterday, and we filmed a little video to show everyone. So why don't we take a look at that? All right, so we are here at Gen Con, and during the live shows, there's been a lot of people asking about one particular title that we recently announced, Hate. Which is from CMON and Guillotine Games.
That's right.
Who have been doing the design work on it. And I'm here with Eric Lang, who's been deeply involved with the design and development process, overseeing it all with Guillotine Games.
That's right.
And a lot of people online just want to know whatever we can tell them about it. And I know it's not a lot, so it's our next Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. And, we'll obviously get some more information as we're getting there. But what can you tell the fans now who just are hungry for hate information?
Hungry for hate. I too am hungry for hate. It's an exciting project, right? We've been showing off the miniatures now, and they're incredible, right? So this is based on Adrian Smith's Chronicle of Hate comic books. For those of you who haven't read it, it is the apocalypse dialed up to 11, right? The world has gone to hell, and resources are scarce, life is cheaper than water, and the human tribes have basically reverted back to their animal primal form. So It's brutal and savage and like unbelievably, unrelentingly dark.
So it's not like a feel-good game per se.
I mean, the game's not called Love; it's called Hate. So the game is played as a chronicle, which is multiple games put together. I'm calling it chronicle, not necessarily campaign, because it has a slightly kind of innovative structure where you play multiple games that are connected, and not everybody has to be involved in every game. So it has a little bit of a sort of a league type feel to it.
Yeah.
But it's the core game is 2-player, and and each player controls a clan that is devastated and basically trying their best to survive by becoming the tyrant. The tyrant gets the resources and they get to live while others get the other thing.
Right.
And so you have to manage. You have to basically compete through the contest of hate and savagery and resources in order to upgrade your stuff. Now, every clan has a small number of figures, and each of those figures are very important. So it's not like you have the warrior. You have a bunch of warriors, but you also have, this is Ochdach, and this is Glach Poof, and this is Bra, right? You name them as you like. Those are the names I choose.
Nice.
Right?
They're great names.
Right?
Yeah.
I prefer Blachdach.
Yeah.
But each one of your guys is unique because they all upgrade individually. Okay. So as you play the game, you choose based on if you win savagery points, you can choose like upgrade little upgrade stickers, not permanent, but you get to put them on your figures, and they get better as the campaign goes. But if they die, they die. It's a brutal world. They can just die.
So block put to just go
can go
kaput.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's terrible. Life's not easy.
But not in the world of Hate.
You also get to upgrade your village, which is really cool too. Your village gives you cool special abilities to use in the game, and like you do terrible things in the game. Like sometimes, like to survive, sometimes you might have to like KO somebody and drag them off the field to cannibalize them. Right? Like it's not pretty.
It sounds rough.
It's a rough world.
So. That's kind of a good sneak peek, I think, for what's to come. We, on the end of the Song of Ice and Fire tabletop game, miniatures game Kickstarter, we did reveal the box and a few of the minis. Mm-hmm. And if you've been watching coverage from the show, we've shown you some of the minis. We know there's a lot of pictures out there. They're amazing.
They're off the hook.
Like it's incredible. I don't know how you're going to paint that many skulls on some of them, but...
I love the guy that has the spikes with the skulls in the spikes, and then a spike coming out of the skull that's on the spike.
It's like he got up and he was looking in the mirror and he's just like, I could fit more skulls on this.
I don't hate enough today.
Right. So I could add some more skulls into this.
Right.
But so thank you for telling us about it. Just keep watching us on Facebook and on CMON.com, and we'll have a lot more information as we lead up to it. Like I said, it's our next Kickstarter. We don't have a date for it just yet, but watch out and we'll let you know. Thanks, Eric.
Hate. That was really cool.
Yeah, so that was Eric Lang talking about Hate, which is coming to Kickstarter, as Jared probably said. Past Jared, yes.
Handsome devil.
Yeah, I know. He's good. I like that guy.
Hard to think about hate when there's so much love at this convention.
I know, right?
But, I mean, those miniatures do stir up that...
you could love hate, though.
You could love hate. Yeah.
So,
it's true.
So we hope that gave you guys, a little taste of what's to come, and we'll have a lot more about Hate as we get closer to the Kickstarter. But that's kind of what we have for now.
Yes.
And now we're going to backtrack in our conversation a little bit to when I was talking about A Song of Ice and Fire.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes. We actually had another bit. It was just a bit. I don't know. Once you see it, you might think some of it's a bit. But no, I was able to talk with Eric and Mike Shinall, designers on A Song of Ice and Fire tabletop miniatures game.
Just for the people at home to know, this was a difficult interview to get because Eric and Michael have been in such high demand from people wanting to track them down, wanting them to get pictures together, autographs. We've been doing the autograph session every day, and it's like to get 5 minutes of their time was a difficult task. So good job on you for doing it.
I try my best. Yeah. And Michael's been great because he has been just like in the song area, just playing with people and like teaching fans the game. So
the problem with those guys is that they are so nice.
Yes.
They have a tough time saying no. Yeah. So.
That's why once I was able to wrangle them, they couldn't deny the interview.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, you use their power against them.
All right, let's take a look. All right, so I am here with Eric Lang and Michael Shinall, designers of the new Song of Ice and Fire tabletop miniature game, which just wrapped up its Kickstarter.
Hello.
And so at Gen Con, we actually have it here, its own section where people are able to get their hands on the game, experience it, and I believe we even have some of the plastics for the demos.
We do.
Some of the early production plastics, the first spin of them.
Yep.
That's awesome. So they're kind of getting a look at what it's going to be like in April 2018 when it first released. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is the approach you guys took to this game and what you want to do in a market where there are other tabletop miniature games. Like, what was your thinking on this one?
Wait, there are other miniature games?
So no, I just... Oh, okay. So in a market that has never had a tabletop miniature game, what was your approach to make this one unique in the void?
Well, I mean, this game is, we want to go a little bit broader, right? And give people an opportunity to approach the game with a little bit of a board game sensibility. So like, when I came on the project, Michael already worked on the game for like a year. He made this really tight, streamlined, super accessible miniature game. What we want to do is make it, sort of take it to the next level, make it add a bit of board game twist to it, right? So like, it's the Song of Ice and Fire universe. There's not only are you fighting on the field, there's politics going on in the background.
So one of the biggest approaches, actually, you can see from the philosophy of making the game is actually how we did the starter box to basically make it a complete package in a box. So while we are listing it as the Stark vs. Lancer starter set, really someone can pick this up and have the complete experience, because in the box alone, you're going to get variable army configurations, enough points to actually change things around. You don't have to play with everything just to barely meet those points. We've got 5 different game modes, which are one of the biggest draws of the game. So even in just the starter box alone, you're going to have 5 different ways to play the game, different scenarios, if you will. They're going to drastically change how you play each time. So even if you're playing the same army, and again, we're giving you permutations where you can change what you're playing every time, you can take the same army and play one of those 5 different modes, and it's going to change your experience. You might be sieging a castle, you might be trying to hold points across the battlefield, you might be working your way through giant corpse piles as they're appearing, as the dead start mounting up. Just really evocative of a Song of Ice and Fire.
Right. Well, also, even within each game mode, there's maximum replayability too, right? Like for the Game of Thrones game mode, where you're holding different hotspots on the map, they are represented by cards, and you're only playing with half of the cards in the deck. So every time you play it, it will be very unique.
So I think the game modes are actually really important and special in this game, because it is targeting people who maybe are new to tabletop miniature games, while also bringing in the crowd from the other non-existent tabletop miniature games in the market. That's a callback to the earlier joke. But what's cool about that is, like you said, I think for me, who comes from a board gaming background, it helps give you that little bit of direction in your game mode. So whether it is, like you said, holding off the siege on your castle, or climbing over corpse piles, just the average day in Westeros.
For kids.
Yeah, for kids. What's also neat about it is that it's the single piece plastics, which is great.
Correction there. They're not single-piece plastics. They are pre-assembled, and that is a major difference. Since what we're doing on this one is, like, the bodies are PVC plastic, but any type of, like, spears, swords, any basic thing that could bend or break is instead done in ABS hard plastic.
Right. So, you're right, because the pre-assembled actually allowed us to do a lot more kind of unique poses, and, like you said, made it so those weapons are not going to have that weird droopy sword effect, right? Which is always kind of disappointing when you have all your guys out there and you're sitting there and it's like, oh, my halberd is now at a 90-degree angle.
It's very sad halberd.
Right, it's a sad halberd.
Nobody likes droopy halberds.
Right. So that is really cool, and I think, they kind of are skewed on their colors on the factions, so even if you don't want to paint them right out of the box, it's just ready to go.
Yep.
So that's really cool. To wrap this up, do you each have like a favorite aspect of the game?
The corpse piles.
Are you on corpse piles?
I'm. You know what? I'm with you on the corpse piles. I guess my favorite aspects, honestly, is the way. It's not a particular mechanic, but it's the way the game draws your attention. Mm-hmm. At all points in the game, you have to be focusing on what do you need to do. Like, you desperately want to go activate any one of your units in order to race an opponent to either an objective or control point, or beat them in tempo, or you need to use a non-combat unit in order to use an exclusive political action, or you need. Well, and of course, you have to pick between whether you want to score points for your objectives or score points for just killing people. I personally like killing people, especially Michael.
I think actually you touch on something important is being a Song of Ice and Fire, it pulls in the political side, because that battles are not just fought on the field in the books, right? So this game, you guys managed to make it so you have these non-combat characters who are affecting that battles in different ways. So I think that's really cool. And you're still Corpse Files?
So actually, my favorite mechanic is the commander mechanic. So basically, just by switching out your commander, say Robb Stark to Great John Umber to Ned Stark, you drastically change how your army plays. So I can even take the same units that I have, and just by changing that one piece of my army, change my entire play style and everything. And to me, that's actually my favorite aspect, is just trying out the different combinations that you might have there between commanders and units.
So that's awesome. Thank you for joining us. The Song of Ice and Fire tabletop miniature game. It's coming out April 2018. We're going to have monthly releases into retail, organized play, and I think we can say that there'll be plenty to come. And I think even at Gen Con, we had a few snippets of models that weren't even on the Kickstarter.
Some that weren't Stark or Lannister. Who'd have thunk?
Uh-oh.
The world's a big place.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Ciao.
And we are back.
Wow, that was
I
awesome.
traveled to the past, and I've come back to the future.
And how do you feel? How's your stomach?
It's good. It's settled. I could use some milk to settle it.
Milk.
Like a gallon of it.
Some important information here. Yes.
Yeah, well, listen.
Organized play game started at 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
8 p.m. and 2 a.m. in the Sagamore Ballroom.
Okay.
Ticket hold for
Okay.
generics. No experience necessary.
None.
No,
All right.
No. All right.
Okay.
Do your best.
Attention Gen Con attendees.
All right.
I'm interrupting whatever you're doing.
Attention Gen Con attendees. Come on down to the CMON booth for gaming action. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing more to that.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right. So that's what we had for everyone today. I do want to. So there was a point in that interview where Eric kind of lost it.
Yes. What was that all about?
So during that interview, a little behind the scenes, Eric elbowed me in the stomach, which was very funny to him. Luckily, Mike, who's like...
Violence is often funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
So luckily, Mike, who was super professional, was my anchor. So we just like picked up to him. We kind of cut out the part where Eric slowly descended into madness.
Yes. And held on.
Yeah, so I was able to just look at Mike and just be like, I'm holding on while Eric is just losing it. So,
You did actually, like, I mean, I was watching your face, and you held it together. You fought for it, which was awesome.
So, so that's fun. In chat, people are saying the video is choppy. We will have a archive of this going up later.
Yeah.
So that won't be choppy. So if you're hearing this message later and you're like, I don't know what's going on, well, that's what happened.
Past and future problems.
I want to thank Jared O, who's right behind me. He's right behind me right now.
Hey!
He's the magic of our camera guy magic.
Done an amazing job all show long. All of the
so-
footage you've seen has been shot by Jared O.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's great. Then we had, that's one of our great volunteers. We're doing we're going to be doing the drawing for Rising Sun.
Rising Sun, very soon,
yep.
very soon.
So anyway, we appreciate everyone joining us. You know, if you couldn't make it to the show, we hope this kind of gave you a taste of at least some of the stuff around our booth.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you.
I want to thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
We're out of here.
We're out.
Everyone have a good one. Bye.